Welcome to Yoga Kai. My name's Kylie and I'll be your instructor. Join me for a short yoga flow meant to help you find relief for any lower back pain you may have. Let's get started. Find a comfortable seated position. Rest your hands on your knees or in your lap. Take your eyes closed and start to become aware of your breath. With your eyes closed or with your gaze fixed at a point in front of you, start to deepen the breath, and we'll take a few breaths together here. Inhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. A little bit deeper. Inhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Open your mouth. Exhale. Good. We're going to get started nice and simple, just to kind of gauge how the lower back is feeling right now. So on your next inhale, extend the fingertips up tall. As you exhale, take your left hand to the outside of your right knee. Right hand is behind you for stability. Inhale, sit up nice and tall. And exhale into a gentle spinal twist. Gaze just past the shoulder. Good. Just start to take a mental inventory of how the lower back is feeling. Maybe even start to send your breath into those areas. Good. Inhale, extend the fingertips up. And exhale, switch sides. Right hand comes to the outside of your left knee, the left hand behind you for stability. Inhale, sit up a little taller. And exhale, twist and gaze over your shoulder. One more breath here. Sit up really tall on the inhale. And exhale, deepen the twist. Good. Inhale, gaze forward, extend the fingertips tall. And exhale, bring your hands back to your knees. We're going to move into a couple of seated forward folds. So in the same position that you're in right now, you're going to plant your hands in front of you. Inhale, lengthen through the spine. And exhale, fold forward. Allow your head to hang heavy. You don't need to look any certain way. Gently walk your hands over to the right and place your left hand over the right. Allow your head to hang heavy. Good. Now gently walk your hands over to the left. Place your right hand over your left. Allow your head to hang heavy. Your breath is still present. Good. Walk your hands back through to center. And we're going to make our way into a kneeling position or into all fours position. So plant the hands, rock forward. And from here, we're just going to start to warm up the spine. So extend the right leg behind you, left arm forward. Inhale to lengthen. And exhale, elbow to knee. Good. Inhale, lengthen. And exhale, elbow to knee. Move through this about 2 more times, following your own breath. Good. One more. Take one more inhale, lengthen the arm and the leg to opposite ends of the room. And exhale, replace your hand and your knee and switch sides. So extend the left leg back, right arm extends forward. Exhale, elbow to knee. Once again, follow your own breath. Take a few more repetitions. Good. One more on your own. Find lots of length. Exhale, elbow to knee. Good. One more inhale. Really stretch. And exhale, replace your hand and your knee. And start to move the hips and shoulders from side to side. Now we're going to take cat-cow. So as you inhale, drop the belly, roll the shoulders back, look forward or up. Exhale, curve the spine, tuck the chin. Inhale, drop the belly, shoulders roll back. And exhale, curve your spine. Move through this a few more times. Once again, following your own breath. These can be large movements, these can be small movements, just starting to wake up and open up the spine. Good. From here, plant the hands, curl the toes under, lift the hips up and back into a downward facing dog. Pedal out the feet. Start to move the hips. Now, a lot of times when people ask me to do postures and yoga flows for their lower back, I'll usually stretch out the hamstrings and the hips quite a bit. And the reason is that if your hips and the back of your legs are tight, that tightness is going to extend to your back and cause tension there. So we're going to work on relieving that tension. So take your feet wide, maybe even off of your mat. Walk your hands back, head hangs heavy. You can stay here stationary. Or if you feel pretty stable, you can grab opposite elbows and gently sway back and forth. Work on finding length through the back of the legs, the back of the hips, extending all the way to your lower back. Good. Plant the hands, step the feet together or hip width apart. You can measure hip width apart by taking your fists, taking them to your mat, and believe it or not, that's hip width apart. So knees can be soft. You're going to inhale, lengthen through the spine, and exhale, fold. Try to lay your ribcage down onto your thighs. You can place the hands down, or you can wrap the arms behind you. And once again, you're allowing the upper body to fold and fall forward over the hips. Head hangs heavy. Good. Gently release. Walk the hands back into your downward facing dog. And from there, make your way back into a seated position. And from your seated position, you're going to make your way onto your back. From your back, we're going to do a couple of bridging postures. And also, I like doing spine strengthening postures to help relieve lower back pain. So extend the arms down below you. As a measurement, you should be able to touch your middle finger to your heels. And that's a pretty good measurement of hip width apart and your heels close enough to you. So on your inhale, press your palms into the mat. Press every part of your foot into the mat. Inhale, lift the hips. Imagine you're Squeezing a beach ball between your knees. We're here for 3, 2, and gently release 1. Come down 1 vertebrae at a time. Hug the knees into your chest. Take gentle rocks. Good. We're going to revisit that. So plant the feet again. And I'm going to add a variation. It's up to you if you add it as well. So once again, inhale, lift the hips. This time I'm going to interlace my fingers behind my back and scoop my shoulder blades a little closer together so I'm able to lift a little higher. I'm still squeezing my imaginary beach ball between my knees. We're here for 3. Engage the muscles of the spine. 2. And 1. Gently release. 1 vertebrae at a time. Good. We're going to do that one more time. I'm going to do another variation. You can choose to take that or whatever feels best. So when you're ready, inhale, lift your hips. And this time I'm going to place my hands underneath my hips, scoot the elbows close together. And I'm here for 3. Lift tall. Allow your thighs to spiral in towards one another. So imagine that beach ball squeezing between your knees. We're here for 2. And 1, gently release 1 vertebrae at a time. Hug your knees in towards your chest. Gently rock from side to side. Good. Now you're going to start to rock up and down the spine. And eventually you'll rock all the way up into a seated position and move into one of my very favorite movements to relieve lower back pain. So this is what I do whenever my lower back is hurting. In a seated position, you'll plant your feet in front of you with the knees bent, and you're going to reach behind your knees, grab elbows, and you're really just going to curl up into a ball, tuck your nose between your knees. And from there, this might be as deep as you can go. I like to scoop my feet out until my nose starts to pull away from my knees. That means you've kind of reached your limit. And once you're there, you're going to add movement. So as you inhale, you're going to puff out the spine, pull away from the legs. And as you exhale, use your strong arm muscles to pull yourself back together. Good. Inhale, puff out the spine. Feel that stretching all the way down the vertebral column. And exhale, pull yourself back together. So some people don't like to be moving, some people just like to stay still. So you can do that. Or you can take a few more breaths of puffing out the spine, stretching, and then exhaling, pulling yourself together. 1 more. Good. Gently release. And we're going to make our way back onto our backs. So roll down nice and slow. And like I said, whenever people ask for postures for the lower back, I also like to add in hips and hamstrings, as you can tell. So from your back, you're going to cross your right ankle over your left knee. And then you're going to reach and interlace your fingers behind your left knee. And from here, you should already be feeling that right hip activate. If you're not, you can use your right elbow to open up the hip, hug the knees closer in towards you. Maybe take very gentle rocks. Good. And for just a few counts, you're going to lift the forehead. Try to touch your forehead to your left knee. We're here for 3, 2, and keep the legs where they are. Lower the head and shoulders back down. Good, and gently release this posture. Switching sides, take your left ankle just above your right knee. You're going to reach and interlace your fingers behind the right knee. You can start opening up that left hip by pressing your left elbow into your knee. Gently hug the knees a little closer towards your chest. You might take really gentle rocks here. You should already be feeling that left hip stretching. Once again, you're going to inhale, lift the forehead up as if you're trying to touch your forehead to your knee. You might even be able to, I don't know. We're here for 3, 2, and keep the legs where they are. Release your shoulders and head back to the mat. And gently release. Good, release the foot back to the mat. Plant your feet, and just as an intermission, you're going to drop the knees from side to side. And we are now going to move into my very favorite yoga posture. You might think I say that a lot, but this is like my actual favorite yoga posture, and it's called Happy Baby. You bring your feet up, you grab the outside edges of your feet. Your knees are wide on the outside of your rib cage. You're going to exhale, pull your knees down towards the mat, and this will be the cheapest back massage you will ever get. So you can stay still, or for that nice massaging feeling through the lower back, you can rock from side to side. And if you really want to do Happy Baby in the most authentic way, you do have to smile and maybe even giggle to make it actual Happy Baby. So that's the full expression of the posture. You can stay here as long as you like. Good. You might find stillness again. And release your feet. Hug your knees in towards your chest. Take those gentle rocks again. And we'll take one more spinal twist just to take a closing posture. So keep the knees into your chest. Your arms come out, palms face down. You're going to inhale and exhale. Drop your knees down to the right. You might need to adjust the hips. And gaze over your left shoulder. I like to take my hand and gently tug the knees down. Take your next 2 exhales out of your mouth. So the amount you can pull your knees down doesn't matter as much, but I do mind if both of your shoulders are down on the mat. So try to keep both shoulders pressing into the mat. Good. Gently come back through to center. I'm going to readjust my hips. And exhale, both knees drop to the left. Gaze over the right shoulder. I use my left hand to gently tug the knees down. Take your next 2 exhales out of your mouth. I like to imagine my spine in this position like the strands of DNA, and they're just unwinding in a good way. One more breath here. Good. Inhale back through center. Once again, we're going to rock up and down the spine and meet in a seated position. And we're going to revisit one of our postures from the beginning of class. So plant the hands in front of you. Inhale, lengthen. And exhale, walk your hands out in front of you. Head hangs heavy. Gently walk your hands to the right side of your mat. Place your left hand over your right. Head hangs heavy. Gently walk your hands to the left corner of your mat. Place your right hand over your left. And exhale, head hangs heavy. Good. Walk your hands back through center. Rest your hands either on your knees, or you can take one hand over your heart, one hand over your belly. And we're going to take our last few breaths of class together. So join in when you're ready. Inhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. A little deeper this time. Inhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Your deepest breath today. Inhale, 4, 3. Chest and belly expand. 2, 1. Open your mouth. Audible exhale. Hands come to heart center. Thank you so much for sharing your practice with me. Namaste. Thank you so much for stretching and doing yoga with me. Please comment below if this helped your lower back, and maybe even share this with someone who you know has lower back pain, and hopefully they can find relief. Thanks.